with chat so much because we have 31,000 words to read. That usually, if I were to read and talk to people, it would probably take me around 5.5 hours, which that's why we have to focus on reading today. Then I hope it will take me 4.5. Hopefully. Probably 5 hours still. But that's why we started early today. But yeah, without further ado, Silver Veil's here. She's streaming on whatever she's streaming right now. Not sure. But yes, let's get started. We have our author today, Min. Also, quick check. Works. We have Min. We had them yesterday. They finished the 3,000, the first 100 of the 3,000s yesterday. With a SCP that me and Mechanic were, you know, it was definitely like a shock factor there, but also at the same time we didn't really know what was going on. It was porn related. And then now watch everybody who's like watching this video in the future is going like porn? Oh! Let me go one video back. I have to see this. But yeah, it was porn related, but it was something about a man being in a 70s porn video teleporting into your body, I guess. Again, the end part I understood to some extent, but there was like some part in the middle where I was like, okay, how is this all related to each other? No idea. But hey, that was the author yesterday. Let me actually copy the name so I have it on my notepad over here because we need this for tomorrow. And now, let's start with the 3,100s with the Reliquary. Oh yeah, I also almost forgot to change audio-wise. This needs to be you can say whatever the hell. I'm not going to read what you're saying because I'm not going to interact with you. So, the Reliquary, Upper Class Euclid, Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3100 is to remain cordoned off the civilians under the cover of ongoing research by the Geological Survey of South Africa, GSSA. Access to the service site is granted. Did we ever had South Africa as one of the countries that... I think there must have been like one or two. Would oh yeah, thank you. I saw that. You're right. I don't recall if there was any specific SCP that took place in South Africa, but there might have been one or two, like I said. Access to the service site is granted to personnel with clearance level of 2/3100 or higher. Access to the subterranean portion of SCP-3100 is prohibited. And then you have mark point Alpha 1 of SCP-3100, collapsed area not visible. Let's actually have a closer look, shall we? Get rid of this. So. And saying collapsed area not visible. Gotcha. Description: SCP-3100 is a former secure Foundation site dedicated to the interment and indefinite preservation of deceased key personnel. Okay, so basically anybody from... Wait, does D-Class count? Are D-Class also technically... Well, they're not key personnel, I guess. So any like researcher and directors. It comprises an extensive natural cave system extending more than 900 meters downwards from a limestone outcrop in Gauteng province, South Africa. It contains more than 5 kilometers of naturally formed passages lined with an estimated 4,000 niches measuring 210 times 70 times 60 centimeters plus minus 5 centimeters. Niches appear man-made, bearing precise dimensions and smoothed walls, despite their geological age indicating otherwise. SCP-3100 also comprises 2 man-made structures. The former administration building on the surface and its attached residential outpost located 120 meters below. The placing of a recently deceased and intact human body inside any of the niches of SCP-3100 allows the free access of the deceased memories by individuals within the cave complex. Oh. Estimated viable time period following death is 20 hours. So standard post-mortem refrigeration techniques can extend this to as long as 32 weeks. So okay, So anybody who died, recently deceased, if somebody died and you put them in one of those little niche, you memory access. Interesting. With training and sufficient use of amnestic drugs, this ability can be perfected, enabling the free retrieval of information known to the deceased as well as emulating possible thoughts held by the deceased. Okay. I'm not like, I don't think I want people to know what my memories are when I die, you know? I don't think I want people to like know what I thought or what I went through in life unless I tell them. Additionally, remains placed within SCP-3000 do not decompose. Using these effects, Foundation researchers were able to devise a protocol for preserving key personnel and holders of sensitive information, effectively retaining their memories and expertise for future references after their deaths. Okay, that's actually pretty useful to be like, hey, what is this SCP about? Oh yeah, just go down in that cave and check out this researcher's memories. They will help you have a quicker understanding of what this is about. The proposed protocol was reviewed and approved by the O5 Council in July 2012 on the Project Amutat. On the Project Amutat, or Amutat, No, Amutat stands for more. Over 700 Foundation personnel were interred within SCP-3100 from February to October 2012. 700. It's basically if you think about it, it's an actual memory bank. The memories were cataloged by the members of like a literal memory bank. The memories were cataloged by the members of Task Force 707, a specially selected group of senior operatives permanently housed within Area 707 Subterranean Outpost. In the interest of information, security members of Task Force 707 were the only individuals authorized to enter the actively anomalous portions of SCP-3100, and were thus also tasked with the interring of its occupants and exploration of its underground passages. On the morning of 2012, 10th, 6th, during one such exploration, members of Task Force 707 activated a previously unknown anomalous effect within SCP-3100, resulting in the loss of consciousness of 12 of the 13 Task Force members. What did you do? What did you do? Interviews with survivors have proved inconclusive due to self-administration of intravenous amnestic drugs. Oh, so great. So not only were they unconscious, but they then also forgot. Great. Intercepted communications at the time reporting of altered topology within SCP-3100's deepest level could not be confirmed by surface GPR scans. Currently, due to the inaccessibility of SCP-3100's anomalous areas, it cannot be confirmed if SCP-3100 still remains its original effect, or if it has developed new effects following this incident. Proposals to clear the tunnels and explore SCP-3100 as well as rescue the remaining trapped members of Task Force 707 have been denied on safety grounds. Okay, I already know what the thumbnail is going to look like, so I'm going to just write it down real quick. Cave, tunnel with deceased bodies placed in them. There we go. Pretty simple. Oh, yeah. We have some extra stuff. Okay, so 2011, 9/14th till 2011, 9/30th, discovery of anomalous location by local search and rescue. Embed agents within local authorities, interview witnesses, and facilitate site acquisition through Foundation fronts. Cadaver preserving properties of anomalous location are investigated and verified by initial containment team through use of local resources. Location is documented as SCP-3100. View additional material. Well then, let me just have a quick look if that's okay to look at. Okay, yeah, I don't think you can really tell what it's supposed to be. But at the same time, I'm not going to show it too long in case people are queasy about that. Initial threat assessment document. Report 2011-915-RSA-0072. Assessing personnel, Agent F. Aguda. Date/time encounter September 15th, 2011. 1000 hours. You wonder what that is? We'll see. Location assessed S20. So south 25 degrees, 55.2. East 27 degrees, 46.6. SS threat level low. SS scale medium. Also, because just for the hell of it.
What the hell is this?
Assessment dog containment difficulty medium. SS properties reanimation, subterranean location, base, mind affecting, anthropic. Assessment brief. Received reports of possible extra-normal event from Agent B. Rattler in the police 2 weeks ago. Gauteng search and rescue tracked 2 missing hikers to cave system about 15 kilometers west of Lanseria, Gauteng. Bodies of hikers found in rock shelf hewn into the cave walls. No signs of struggle detected. Cause of death unknown. Interesting how cause of death is unknown, because couldn't you technically just access their memories to see what killed them or what caused the death? Traces of benzodiazepine found inside remains of open blister pack nearby. Notably, bodies were described by the first witness as being remarkably well preserved and without smell, leading the initial report to describe the deaths are recent. However, the bodies rapidly deteriorated when removed from the cave, and autopsy estimates the time of death as approximately 1 week prior to discovery. Welcome, Zeno. Welcome to Fluff. Yesterday interviewed a member of the search and rescue team with H&R. She claims one of her party has taken sick after the discovery of the bodies. Yeah, probably like a lot of bacteria that like flew around in that very moment. But the investigation reveals that person in question has not left house since, returning on Sunday. He shows signs of recent psychic intrusion, exacerbated by low mental resilience, recommending initial containment team be trained in at least level 1 cognitive phenomena. Received by Senior Agent J. Bivopfo, Site 747 Asset Recovery. Received on 2011 9th 25th. Excerpt of transcript from the audio testimony of H.C. Cave survivor working with the organization. Interview conducted 2011 10th 6, shortly after on-site Foundation intervention. Audio begins. It was shrunken, like old wrapping paper. I heard Chris scream and drop his torch, and it hit the rocks and broke. Radio went wild at this point. Guys on the surface asking what's going on. All I managed is that there's something down there. Something dead. Right left off where I was. I knew there was another hole, and before I turned to look, I could see a shape there too. Something small and dry. I've recovered dead cavers before as part of the job, but this was different. They looked, well, they weren't human. Not yet anyway. Too small with skulls the wrong shape, and the fingers were wrong. They weren't fossils, they were flesh and bone, like they were recently dead. That was what started giving me the chills, I guess. I looked away, you know, had to keep my wits. They were far too fresh, unnaturally so. So the tunnel went straight on down for another, what, 40? 50 meters? I couldn't tell from the side alone, but the torch beam seemed to indicate as much. And over on the left and right, more of those little shells just going all the way down into the dark. Chris, he lost his head by then. His lights were off and he was tugging at the rope, screaming, crying. Something about rotting, he said, like a bucket of worms. He said he'd seen it with his eyes. I lost it too and I screamed at him to shut it. And for a moment it was quiet except for the sound of rope against rock and the beeping of our comms. Then it hit me. I didn't look down the tunnel too long. What I saw in that moment, I don't know how, paper thin feet and legs and skulls endlessly kicking, endlessly turning, as if they were small children dreaming of a nightmare. I could feel all too well with my mind. It was obscene. It was buzzing, too, like flies. I looked away because I was scared of what I might remember. Considering I still remember it, it's not like that did me any good. And audio ends. Okay, there's more to this. It's not just people being placed inside a cave and then you can access their memories. Looks like there's some deeper and darker horrors waiting for us. 2011, 10th, handover of site to Foundation Front SATI logistics completed. SATI Logistics conducts initial exploration and mapping, discovering that SCP-3100 extends far deeper into the mountain surface than indicated by the surface GPR. On-site research team fully catalogs SCP-3100's anomalous effects. Psychological effects experienced by initial exploration team are explained as psychic feedback due to accessing non-self memories stored within SCP-3100 without prior conditioning. View additional material. See, I can already tell why this is gonna be a long ass read. The first one already has like 50 50 like little extra stuff to read through. Access granted. Recovered entries dated 2011 10th till 2012 first from the work journal of Dr. N. Coetzee. Dr. Coetzee, I get it. Come on now. I don't need something now. Worked as the assistant head of the SCP-3100 professional research team during initial containment. We've given up on the cryo-agents and vacuum seals. Today, Mars finally managed to get some kind of scanning equipment down there. She says she improvised some kind of rig to stop them from moving so the scans could resolve. We sent them out 12 hours ago. Now her boys back on site are saying what we suspect. The skulls and general skeletal distribution strongly imply some kind of Erectus precursor, but with smaller frames. Special attention being paid to the hands, appearing more highly developed than expected. Fingers are longer and less curved, while some of the scans indicate pronounced thumb pads, suggesting heavy use of dexterity. It's not often that they can make these kind of pronouncements from soft tissue, so they're understandably excited. The camp is split between whether the holes are artificial or anomalous. Mars and I found ourselves leaning towards the latter. All can be damned. Prehistoric stoneworking leaves its distinguishing marks, but the tomb's walls are smooth as marble. Earlier this morning, we had to hoist out another one of the survey team. One of ours, this time. The man was strung out of his mind, lips pursed and teeth bared, clawing at the air in front of his eyes with his twisted fingers. Mav tried to speak, but it was hard to tell from the sounds he made whether he was still conscious. Mars noted that he bent his thumbs back like they were broken. Psych sedated him, but his body continued to grasp and fidget like one of the corpses. He became calmer by nightfall, but Dr. Bruckner on site is still curious, so we're lifting him out of the first thing at dawn. The more we look, the more we're finding. Today the team found another unmapped branch and sent down a probe on a string. There was at least 5 dozen holes, all empty. This brings the total depth to about half a kilometer, still technically above ground level, and well within the expected limestone layer for the region. But even when we're down 500 meters, the holes are all the same. It's driving me up the wall. Bruckner's interest appears to have been piqued. He came with a few of his department in the morning with a few frozen samples and psychometric gear. Mars' team wasn't even clear to be near it, though as I later told her I could make little sense of it anyway. The dog moves in circles but both greater and stranger than ours. 600 meters. We were supposed to finish when build team had mapped the cave, but it just keeps getting deeper. Sometimes I dream of my body immersed in a green water or dense rock, unable to even turn or shout. Or I'm climbing trees I've never known. Limbs gripping onto the dry bark with curved thumbs, and my head is an alien song. It's getting to me too, even if I don't show it. At the end of the day, the work has to be done. Bruckner's samples are at least a week old at this point, and we haven't smelled a thing. Interestingly, the mental haze seems to have eased as well. In its place is a lingering sense of usedness, a calm that isn't my own. I don't know what he and his team are up to down there, but he tells me that he's only monitoring the situation. In fact, he seems to be as surprised as I am, and even a little pleased. Mars thinks it's funny, but I think it's scary. Few things please Bruckner, and the things that do are better left unmentioned. I think I know what they have in mind. Can't say I look forward to being a part of it, but at least we're shipping out tomorrow. There's something on the horizon. 2011, 11th, 2nd. Drawing from previous documentation on similar project, Dr. M. Bruckner's secondary research team designs a psychopharmaceutical regimen enabling individuals with sufficient mental resilience to interface with SCP-3100. 2011 3rd till 2011 12th. Loss of key personnel due to the unprecedented SCP-1718 escalation incident on 2011 2nd leads to Overseer Council revisiting proposed personnel backup solutions. Fears of possible future escalation event leads 0512 to attempt recovery of deceased key project researcher Dr. J.B. Headley via any means possible. Subsequent investigation into SCP-3100 by the Office of 0512 in December 2011 yields promising results. The use of SCP-3100 for such purpose is jointly proposed by 051, 053, and 0512. Proposal is rejected at 4 to 9 votes. View additional documentation, even more. Document Amutat-I-1. To whom it may concern. Marsh here. If you're reading this, welcome to the cave. It's quiet down here, but chances are you won't mind. We're old souls, you and I, and we need our peace. The organization you and I know is built on the secrets that its people carry. Our job is to make sure they don't take them to the grave. If you've been clear for the logs, you probably have an idea of what that entails. Down here, we work for the dead, we speak for the dead, and when we have to, we put their thoughts to rest. This is something they don't like to mention to others. The people we keep down here don't have much of people left in them. If there's such a thing as an immortal soul, I haven't seen it yet. We left down here and dust... What's left down here are dust and echoes. These bodies don't feel or think much like we do. Not anymore. You have to understand, the cave doesn't bring them back to life, it just keeps them from rightly dying. So each of us here has our own ways of dealing with this. For me, this is the only thing that lets them pass. In a way, once fate and necessity have chosen for them to stay on. They unself themselves into me, and that becomes a kind of closure. Maybe this works for you, or maybe you've seen enough of dying to find a level of yourself instead. That's fine, too. Above all, remember your duty. The Foundation needs its dead, and the dead need your tongues. Don't let them die a second time. Signed, Captain Joshua Marsh, 707-1, Den Keepers. 2012, 2nd, 28. Okay, I like that. Like saying like, hey, we speak for them. We're here for them. Don't let them die a second time. I think that's a very cool sentiment. Because it looks like, of course, like I said before, the cave is not only about accessing the dead people's memories, but it seems like it's also like allowing dead people to like share the truth. Even though you have to first of all like be there to hear the truth, right? That's why they say like, hey, don't let them die a second time, as in like don't let them just pass away while feeling like they didn't get to share everything they needed to share with you. At least that's how I interpret it. Well, there's so much. This one's a long one. 2012, 1st, 15th. The Office of 0512 begins construction of Area 707. Task Force 707 is formed within 13 full-time members, led by Senior Field Operative Joshua Marsh. 2012, 2nd, 25th. 0512 unilaterally commences Project Amutat with trial stage of 32 applicants. Log day 2012, 3rd, 4th. Task Force 707 supply log 2012, 3rd, 4th-1. 60 times 5 milliliter class V Nestic auto-injector sachets replenish weekly. 60 times 5 milliliter class 2 nootropic or nootropic. Nootropic auto-injector sachets replenish weekly. 10 times 6 pack of canned alcoholic beverages replenished weekly must be greater than 5% ABV, which I believe shows like the alcohol content in it. Maybe. I might be wrong. Condiments, monthly requisitions collated by Senior Agent Zhang Y.W. Personnel medications, SSRI, Maui's. See attached personnel medical manifest. Approved. Conditionally, check counter indications with designated psychopharmaceutic regimen. Or is it wait, it's not pharmaceutical, it's psychopharmaceutic. Reading materials, monthly requisition collated by Senior Operative J. Marsh. We're live. I trust we're ready. This is too big to stop. Senior Operative J. Marsh, Area 70700. Too big to stop, you say? That doesn't sound good. That I would honestly say that sounds no bueno. 2012, 4th, 10th. The trial stage is successful. Size of initial intake is planned to be 72 total. Initial list of Omotard eligible personnel is compiled, consisting of 150 individuals. Log date 2012, 5th, 14th. Communication log 2012, 5th, 14th-1. Audio begins. Marsh here. An update seems to be in order. New bodies are doing just fine. Thank you for asking. We are a little on edge here after Julia dissociated on her last dive, so we've been trying to take it easy the last couple of days. She's doing fine herself. Just needs a little more rest. It's just that without her, the memories just aren't flowing as they should. The spaces aren't as connected as before. There's 13 of us for a reason. 13 ain't symmetrical, and it keeps us from overflooding. It's already hard for some of us to keep strings straight. Most of us, we've been around. We got nothing against getting our hands dirty. But death in our hands is a whole different song when you got the same death itself knocking around your skull. This is where the problem starts. Nothing cut and dried, mind you, but a feeling like you were seeing down the wrong side of the camera. Wrapped around and touched something you aren't supposed to. Like closing an eerie circle around hand and mind and all. Meantime, I've been familiarizing myself with the folks here. First the two I'm assigned with, and then the rest, if they're willing. So far the fragments have been telling. It's not easy finding a hole without a center, and working around that to get to answers is tricky. But I've gotten some distance with the Headley fellow, the scientist working on that disk before it broke. Baby steps, half memories of a lake. Dreams, cool wine on a hot summer's day. Christmas at Site 06. From there it goes further back. And from there I can start to build. Seems like there's plenty of knowledge here. If I can work it out from scratch, he'll be remembered soon. See, by right it feels like just like remembering, only a lot more wider. Different, more parallel. Grace was right. We sift them. We pass them into ourselves so that they can pass on out of themselves and into our minds. Giving a lot of what we do in our organizations. I figure it's a refreshing change. Outside they tell you to forget. Down here we tell each other to remember. Yeah, audio ends. Yeah, never forget your history. Never forget what the experiences that you made. Otherwise you're making the same mistakes again. 2012, 5th, 21st, commencement of initial intake of 49 individuals. Successful communication established with 92% of interred individuals. Successful validation of identity established with 61% of interred individuals. 2012, 6th, 23. I wonder if No Face Commander is actually watching right now, because this must be fucking confusing. This is the first SCP that they ever like got to witness on stream. So I wonder if they're like, I have no idea what this man is talking about. Commencement of second intake of 183 individuals. Successful communication established with 95% of interred individuals. Successful validation of identity established with 75% of interred individuals. Log date. There's so many log dates, man. 2012, 6th, 25th. Ooh. Communication log 2012, 6th, 25th-1. It begins. Shang reporting. Thought you'd like to know the picture on the way up. I've gone over whatever I managed to take. There's a little dark, but it'll do. The bodies look almost similar to what was recovered by Mars and the team. They're a bit more broken up here, open fractures, neck wounds. And their fingers still bent back. I haven't dared to move them, so they're still here. I've tried probing for them in my mind in my free time. They're still in the holes, and it stands to reason that they should have been in our heads all along. How does one listen to a prehistoric mind? For memory separated by aeons? Before language? Before rationality? But to tell the truth, there's something about this that scares me. These bodies are far too deep. We made it with lights and ropes, sure. But I imagine the people that brought them here, dragging their mother or father by the ankles down the same tunnels, rock tied around them, the pitch black and cold. What would they have thought? What would they have felt? The same fear we do, I'm sure, even if they hadn't the words to say it. The same fear I felt. Perhaps we all have that in common. Audio ends, and here we have a attachment image scan 06. Well, let's see if we can have a closer look. It does say corpse body as a corpse body .jpg. I assume that's like this part is like the actual body, and I assume these are like the arms, maybe? Because right now I don't really... I can't really... can't really tell. Hey! Nice, you're playing Super Castlevania? Awesome. By the way, I'm pretty sure SCP has told you already that I'm not interacting much today because we have a lot to read. A lot to read through. But yeah, and if this is not your thing, that's perfectly fine. Like Wednesday to Friday, I'm playing video games. If that's more your thing to watch, I see you on those days. But thanks for watching nonetheless. I appreciate it. 2012, 7th First Project Amotat is jointly reproposed by 051, 053, 056, and 0512. Proposals passed. 7 to 6 votes. Okay, now they passed it. 2012, 9/26, commencement of third intake of 538 individuals. Successful communication established with 100% of interred individuals. Successful validation of identity established with 100% of interred individuals. List of Amotat eligible personnel expanded to cover a total of 692 key appointment holders and 1,308 subject matter specialists. Another log day, 2012, 10th 1st. Text file recovered from the laptop of Grace Chandrasekhar, operative 70709, 28th September. 28th of September. I guess that's supposed to be like 2000. Sharing Infinity the other day, that makes two of us. We're debating whether to send him up or not. The director is deliberating. She and her men fear the information we have down here like a plague. Information security be damned. She talks like our minds have been tainted by some horrible contagion. I saw fucking hell. Mechanic, not again. Corpse disease. To them were the things in the black box, the voices spitting up the names and numbers of the dead, the contaminated sibyls behind the curtain. For us, it's taking a toll. This space ain't a clean one. Imagine a large hall full of people, their whole lives, shells and shells, broken up and crammed into the smallest, darkest space that you can think of. Now imagine that space inside your mind. You'll begin to realize what we mean when we say that hell is not a place we go to when we die. He saw something down there, I'm sure of it. When he was under, I heard him whisper things about his fathers and mothers, and I saw him do the thing with his hands that the first subject did. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe we aren't as alone as we thought down here. The other mind speaks, and some of us can't help but listen. He's speaking again. We need to do something. 2012, 10th, 4th, Task Force 708, 707, there we go. Jesus. Reports difficulties in sustaining volumes of personnel stored within SCP-3100. 3 personnel possible incapacitated due to the neurochemical complications according to standard information security protocols. Incapacitated personnel are not evacuated until full riser team can be deployed on site. As stopgap measure, reserve personnel are activated from Site 747. ETA of reserve personnel is 48 hours. 2012, 10th, 6 containment fails. Data expunged. Log tap 2012, 10th, 36. In the morning of 2012, 10th, 6, members of Task Force 707 decide to attempt further exploration of SCP-3100, ostensibly to investigate the cause behind the incapacitation of 707-3, -4, -12, and -13. Operative -1, J. Marsh, and -9, G. Chandrasekhar volunteer. Both are equipped with standard exploratory equipment. Exploration commences at 5 o'clock, 500 hours. I have to like remember what voices I gave them. Because there's so many characters here. Alright. It's fine. We'll be fine. So Chandrasekhar, I think I gave them... Yeah, that is a recovery wrapped up. So Chandrasekhar was like the deeper voice. Marsh, you sure about this? We've done this before. It's nothing new. Just wish you would have told me sooner about this. You have too much on your plate. I'll manage. I've had worse. A third of us are gone. So enough of us are left to get answers. Whatever's been doing this, it's something the initial team didn't care to find. Something they overlooked. If something happened to us, you know what's going to happen to the rest. Zhang said it went on deeper from where he stopped, so I figured there's something beyond that's worth exploring. He said they couldn't go any more on account of the narrowness, though. You're changing the topic, Marsh. These here are directed water charges. Ordered those from upstairs the other day. Old gear, Task Force classic. You know, we used to bust open door handles with these backs in the 50s. Marsh, we're going to be taking a big risk if there's something down there. Something that was strong enough to take out 4 of us through our minds. Well, you going to tell the director about it? I figured as much. Data corrupted. Communication log 2012 10th 6-6. So this is the... Yeah, so a bunch of logs got skipped, but this is the 6th one, data corrupt. You know, Zhang told me he was having dreams before he went under. What kind of dreams? Marsh, don't play dumb. Let's clear the air here, you and me. You know that scene as well as I do. That's why you're going, huh? Look, we've all been having them. We can't hide that anymore. Who you asked, Grace? I forgot that the actual name is Grace, so this voice does not fit at all, but oh well, too late now. Matthew, Kumiko, Durand, Thui, they're all saying the same thing. Inside they're scared. I think even you were scared. You're scared that we've been dreaming the same thing. A little bit of that. A little bit of something else. What's the something else? That this is what happens to us when we die. Looks like it's your turn to be silent. I can tell you're scared too. Marsh, you've seen it. The cave at the bottom of the world. Bones. Stacked to the roof. The hands. Digging deeper. All this time we thought we were looking for them, but they were all around the noise. All this while. Upstairs doesn't know about this either, you know. They can't touch us down here. Closure's something we'll have to get at ourselves. Here. Give me a hand. Did it corrupt? Communication log 2012 10 well, it's the same day, so dash. Well, is it? If it ever is, I will say it. -9. Audio begins. Why this chamber? It's full up. There's something different about the body here. Let me move the camera in there real quick. Are you seeing this? Oh lord. That's your face, Marsh. It's got your face. Marsh? Marsh! Down here. Down here. It's not what it should be. You get up. Tell the others. Something's wrong. Audio ends. At this point, Chandrasekhar separates from Marsh. Not a good idea. But stick together. Body system. And opts to head back up to the passage. Marsh's radio continues to transmitting as he proceeds lower into SCP-3100. Audio begins. This space is different alone, quieter here. I'll turn off my light. To those of you listening up there, hold fast. Things might get a little rough as I go deeper. Grace, you seeing this? Oh Lord, are you seeing this? Just holes and holes, but they're all full this time. What a beauty. This is why we haven't been feeling them. So many. It's like finding a breeze in the whirlwind. The walls are getting smoother. It's like this place is more remembered, more well worn. Tunnels opening up to just my size. I'm breaking up. I'll check back with you later, Grace. We're getting close. Audio ends. Audio begins. You know, I've done some thinking about the duty, about what we thought was right. I don't think I wrong. We needed to remember for their sakes, not like anyone else would. And hell, it's a fitting end to a fitting career. You know what I did for a stint before here? Out processing. Faced men and women, even older than I was, told them to either pick the needle or the bullet. 9 times out of 10, the look in the eyes was enough. You work here long enough and you start to find you take your legacy to the grave than live without it. We're damned proud of what we do here, Grace. Even if you and I don't admit it. Hell, I never really gave it much thought until Outpro. Until here. Here it's different. Even if what we find down here doesn't make it to the surface, it stays somewhere they can't touch. And to me, I think I found that's a blessing. It really is. Plus, you get older, you tend to wonder what's that lays beyond. Heaven or hell, maybe, or Nirvana, or Kobenik, or the Nether course. What the fuck is Kobenik? Ah, 2922. Yeah, wait, hold on. 2922. Which one is that again? Let's see here. Oh yeah. That one afterlife where like the researcher like escaped to and the Foundation was like, we're gonna send somebody to find you and get you somehow back, and then she became like the queen of the afterlife. Of that limbo space, basically. Gotcha, so that's called Kobenik, huh? Okay. Folks like us know different. There's only room for so many gods and devils, and I can count the ones I fought on 2 hands. Folks like us, we know that mankind is all that threats between the chaos and the void. And we know we've got the ladder waiting for us when die. That's just how it is in the business of folks like us. But down here, the void isn't everything. Sure, you might die, but you make enough of a difference around here. You can find a way out. Find someone else to carry on for you. We are that someone else. We were, perhaps until now. Maybe they'll shut us down. Maybe we'll go. The thing down here isn't waiting to take names, but at least we'll go knowing that we made a difference. They're sitting up. Open eyes. It's up ahead. I'm here. Corrupted. At this point, the temperature inside SCP-3100 is detected to briefly rise from 20 degrees Celsius to 39 degrees Celsius for a period of 429 seconds. Simultaneously, on-site personnel begin experiencing a series of symptoms comprising of abnormal fear, cold sweat, and peripheral visual hallucinations of caves. No distress call is recorded from Task Force 707. Disregarding information security protocols, Director N. Fude orders for Task Force 707 to be immediately evacuated from the subterranean residential outpost. The orders cannot be transmitted owing to a site-wide failure in electronic communications. Fearing further anomalous activity, she ordered for essential personnel to leave Area 707 via helicopter, while staying behind on site with a team of security personnel to ensure the safety of the task force. Then we have a picture that says colorized heat map of peak redacted. Radiation output of SCP-3100 on 2010 6 compared with topographical neutral gradient benchmark. At 6:37 hours o'clock, or 637 hours, yeah, I guess. Security personnel gained access to the subterranean residential outpost, finding 12 of the 13 task force members unconscious. Communication lines to the surface appear to have been recently cut with a can opener. Senior agents G. Chantaseka, M. Radler, and Ishikawa K are found with opened auto-injector sashes of Class A amnestics in their hands. Senior Operative G. Chantaseka demonstrates symptoms of neurochemical shock, likely due to the negative interaction between the Class A amnestic and her existing psychopharmaceutical dosages. Security personnel report feeling unease while within the outpost and are advised to swiftly evacuate the remaining personnel to the surface. Senior Operative J. Marsh is left unaccounted for. Yeah, I think she saw something, or she's not gonna come back. For the access to the underground complex now, I can close the window because it's now actually cold. Whew. Where was I? Further access to the underground complex is barred as the entrance has been collapsed using directed explosives. Oh, did she blow up? Did he? Yeah, did he blow up the path he came from so people couldn't go where he is? So-called Nirvana. By 700 hours, all relevant personnel are evacuated at site 747. Thermal imaging shows a large amount of heat dissipating in a column above Area 707, as certain frames to the footage patterns of "redacted" are observed, suggestive of high energy emissions in the aetheric spectrum. Cause of the containment breach is briefly unknown. Further investigation is forbidden upon order of the O5 Council. And last one to click on here, TS/L53100 eyes only. Oh no, never mind, there's more. This doesn't end. This is the end! No, it's not. Access granted, key verified. On encrypting. OXE56F901 OXE59381AB. 2. Intranet address redacted. From intranet address redacted. Subject project failure. The footage doesn't lie. We saw where it went. My department spliced the frames from what we could scrape, needless to say. I think your hypothesis warrants further investigation. What we're seeing here are, in layman's terms, field lines of a sort. After a transform or two, we've managed to pinpoint both an origin and direction. It wasn't easy given the limited data set, but diverting uptime from Zelos and BIA, we managed to confirm the same or smaller scale manifestations via the neural network readings. It's flowing somewhere, all of the time. We just couldn't pinpoint what it was until now. Something bigger than this has happened. Something deep inside the earth has awakened. I've given the coordinates to one's team. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Because that's 300, huh? Makes kind of sense that that there's a connection with this one to 300 because 300 was also about memories, influencing your memories. They'll know what to do with it. In the meantime, what's left of the project is yours to keep. May the rest of the council be merciful, for I have done all that I can. Good luck, my friend. 056 Department of Archival/Analytics. Visual Princeps Visual Mori. But here we have one attachment found. Opening. Oh. So I think that's what they must have found. Is it supposed to be on the ground or on the water? I assume on the water, which, yep, that's terrifying. That is terrifying. Whew, what a long start. What a long SCP to start with. But like that's what we kind of what we expected when we have 31,000 words to read. And I'm fucking yawning all the time. It's annoying as hell. Okay, hopefully this is not a case where I feel sleepy during the stream. That would suck. That would definitely suck. Okay, so we thought this was just a cave about accessing people's memories, but it looks like there's some... Yeah, there's definitely some eldritch stuff happening in the bottom. And it is connected to... At least a little bit. Not like fully, but it is connected to the 3000 SCP. Which, yeah, it's another one that has to do with like affecting your memories and all that stuff. In your mind. Not only that, but like 3000 also has a whole effect that like if the moment he eats a person, their memories get like injected into somebody else when they get too close. So yeah, it's like there's definitely a connection there. There's definitely a deeper connection. Alright, that's the first one. Let's go, let's keep on going.